So you were newly promoted. You feel excited, a little giddy. Strange for a Monday morning. I am the new supervisor. All of your hard work has paid off. All of you sharpening and honing your skill sets have paid off and made you the supervisor. Even your partner's happy. You come to work, your team cheers you on. Yay, congratulations, Paul, you're the best. Your manager comes to you, pats you on the back for the nth time. Paul, we're expecting great things from you. 1 month later, are you still feeling the same? Are you feeling a little lost? Your skill sets, while still there, don't seem to be working. Your manager, who I assure you has promised you support, today the best he gives you is, you can do this. O sa Tagalog, kaya mo yan, Paul. You find yourself working extra hours into the night. You used to go home every day at 5, now you're going home every day at 8. How are you feeling now? Much of this has to do with you moving into the new position. My name is Paul Lazo. I'm a management consultant, management and leadership consultant for the Southeast Asia Bureau. And I bring to you 40 years of work experience, not only as a frontliner, but also as a CEO. Not CEO of a 15,000 large company, maybe about 200 people, but close enough that I was reporting directly to the owners of the company. I've been through all the levels, and each level, I can assure you, is very, very different. I've fired so many people in my life, I lost count. I used to manage a telemarketing firm where if you didn't make your quota, you went home. And I myself have been fired maybe 2 or 3 times. And of course, it was always their fault. Yeah, right. In today's course, we'll be talking about leadership. More importantly, business leadership. Why do I make the distinction? When you go to your church, your pastor is a leader. If you go to an outreach program, maybe you are the leader for that particular program, or there might be a leader for your team. Even in your little group of people, group of friends, usually among you, there's one of them or one of you stands out more as a leader, like somebody who decides where to go, or somebody when he speaks, everybody listens. These are all forms of leadership, but when it comes to at work leadership, we're talking about business leadership. The difference between these leaderships isn't the behavior, it's the outcome. We'll talk more about that later. But today, right now, I'd like to talk about why you're experiencing this difficulty, this frustration. A month ago, you were giddy, you were happy. A month later, suddenly you're not. The simple reason is the skill sets that you had. Let's use a very modern example. As a prompt engineer, are not the same skill sets required to lead people. Excellence as a software or prompt engineer will not help you lead 10 different prompt engineers. The skills you need to learn are leading people. What are some of the challenges that you face? Before, when you were a prompt engineer, just like everybody else, you were friends. You'd go out and drink, have fun together. Sometimes on weekends, you decide to go run, have an activity. But now you're their leader. How do you feel now? Different? Absolutely. When you were just a prompt engineer, you only had to worry about the output and quality of your work. Now you have to be worried about the outcome and quality of your team. This is expressed in the term accountability. This is one of the bigger things many people struggle with. What's the difference between accountability and responsibility? Simple example, my 16-year-old daughter takes my car and crashes it into a tree. Who's responsible? She is. But who's going to pay? I will. I am accountable. So every single error your team makes, when you go to your boss and says, kasi si, he will say, no, it's your fault. Worse yet, all that support he promised you is still, kaya mo yan, Paul. So you've been given more work, higher expectations. Now you're even responsible or accountable for the errors of your team. How are you feeling now? In order to overcome these, there are a couple basic steps that we'll have to learn. We'll talk about coaching in the course. We'll talk about delegation. We'll talk about problem solving and decision making. And most importantly, we will talk about communicating. Let's talk about coaching for a moment. Your boss says you have to coach people. Two things will most likely happen here. One, you will coach that person the way you were coached. And if your coaching experience went something like this, Paul, yes, sir, I need to coach you on something. What was that, sir? Yeah, you made a mistake here, here, and here. I want you to do this, this, and this. And he says, do you understand? And what do you say? Yes, I do. Do you have any questions? No, I don't. And then the next day you make the same mistake. Your boss is obviously upset. Now you're in the exact same position. Prompt engineer, you made a mistake. You tell him the same thing. Do it like this, this, and this. You ask him the same question. Do you understand? His answer is the same. Any questions? His answer is the same. And the outcome is the same. He makes a mistake again. Are you feeling frustrated? Absolutely. That's simply because you're coaching in the wrong way. Of course, we'll not cover the full coaching spectrum in this course. We'll just get you down to the basics. But we do have an excellent coaching course also here at Speakers Bureau. We'll also teach you delegation. Delegation probably went the same way as coaching. Your boss delegated to you the task the same way. Hi, Paul, I need to do this work. What's that? Do you understand it? Yes, I do. Do you understand? Yes. Any questions? Same, and you still make a mistake. And then you get blamed for it. You'll probably delegate the same way. We'll teach you how to delegate better. Then there's decision making. One of the most difficult tasks you have to do is decide. I said decide. I didn't say you have to have all the ideas. The ideas can come from your team, but you have to choose one of them. And as a supervisor, in my experience, the scariest thing about deciding is you will make a decision that requires the input of other people, and you also know that they will make a mistake. Are you still feeling giddy now? We'll help you overcome that in this course. Again, it's just the basics for that. There are much better courses also by the Speakers Bureau about problem solving and decision making. And then we have communicating. Now, communicating is essential in our lives, period. Doesn't matter whether you're at work, at home, it's essential. And I'll tell you now that it's far easier to miscommunicate than it is to communicate correctly. There are many aspects about communication. We will, again, talk about the basics. And just like the others, Speakers Bureau has an excellent course on communication. But more importantly, we'll teach you how to communicate in the different levels of an organization. I can assure you the way you talk to your team before you got promoted is not the same way you talk to your boss. And when you start speaking to the other supervisors, you'll start realizing that your conversations have changed. The challenge for many of us is we have to learn how to communicate better with our boss, with our manager. We have common fears about this. We're afraid that our ideas will be invalidated. We're afraid that if we say something, our boss will think we're stupid. We're afraid that our boss will get angry. We know that our boss doesn't listen. But all of these are just assumptions and expectations. And the best way to clear all of that out is communicate better with your leader. And we will talk about that in this course. This course covers many things, but the biggest thing is it helps you transition from being a prompt engineer single contributor into a leader of people in a business environment.